After studying this module, you shall be able to know the nature of hypertension and diabetes, learn about the different types of hypertension and diabetes, identify the relationship of old age with hypertension and diabetes, learn about the causes, symptoms and treatment of hypertension, learn about the symptoms, prevention and treatment of diabetes, and identify the relationship between hypertension and diabetes. Aging is often associated with biological, psychological and social disintegration. With advancement in age, the changes of being affected by hypertension and diabetes increase manifold. Both hypertension and diabetes are detrimental to health since they both pose serious risk of developing kidney disorders, cerebrovascular diseases, coronary artery or heart diseases, and even heart failure. Both hypertension and diabetes are on a rise because of modifications in the lifestyle of the people. According to the report of World Health Organization, 1.56 billion adult population worldwide will be affected by hypertension by 2025. Also, diabetes will affect 5.4% of adults all over the world by 2025. If left untreated, both these diseases gradually develop in adulthood and may become a serious cause of morbidity and mortality in the aged population. Not only this, both the diseases cause immense financial burden on the families and the national government of the country. This module discusses the nature of hypertension and diabetes, their causes, symptoms, and treatment. Also the reasons why chances of becoming hypertensive and diabetic increase with age are discussed. This understanding greatly helps in increasing the awareness about these lifestyle disorders and consequently managing them in an efficient manner. Hypertension. Hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, is a condition characterized by the arteries having consistently elevated pressure at which the blood flows through them. Each time the human heart beats, blood is pumped out from it to the whole body through the arteries. The normal level of blood pressure is considered around 120/80, where 120 represents the systolic measurement, that is, peak pressure in the arteries, and 80 represents the diastolic measurement, that is, minimum pressure in the arteries. Blood pressure between 120/80 and 139/89 is called prehypertension, which denotes an increased risk of hypertension, and a blood pressure of 140/90 or above is considered to be a case of hypertension. Hypertension in the elderly is defined by having systolic blood pressure above 140 mm mercury or above 160 mm of mercury and or diastolic blood pressure exceeding 90 mm of mercury. Types of hypertension. Essential hypertension. In this type of hypertension, there is high blood pressure, but its cause is unknown. Almost 95% of the cases of high blood pressure are due to essential hypertension. Secondary hypertension. In this type of hypertension, there is high blood pressure with a known cause such as tumors, kidney disease, etc. Causes of hypertension. Research is still trying to uncover the exact causes of hypertension. There are various factors that have been well associated with this condition. For instance, it is well established that with the advancement in age, people tend to become more prone to suffering from hypertension. Apart from aging, some other factors related to hypertension are adrenal and thyroid problems or tumors, diabetes, persistent kidney disease, vitamin D deficiency, sedentary lifestyle, smoking, stress, obesity, high levels of salt or sodium hydrochloride intake, alcoholism, insufficient calcium, potassium and magnesium consumption, genetics and a family history of hypertension. Symptoms of hypertension. Symptoms of hypertension differ across individuals. There are also instances where a person with hypertension may be unaware of his or her condition. About 33% of hypertensive people are unaware of their condition, and this ignorance can last for years. In some cases, not of the symptoms of hypertension may be exhibited. Due to the aforementioned reasons, it is recommended that one should get blood pressure checked periodically, even when symptoms are absent. Extremely high blood pressure can lead to certain symptoms. These include problems with vision, chest pains, irregular heartbeat, confusion, dizziness, severe headache, fatigue, breathing problems, nausea, and blood in the urine. Treatment of hypertension. Hypertension among the elderly is on a steady rise because of changes in lifestyle like unhealthy eating habits, sedentary lifestyle, lack of exercise, smoking, etc. Thus, treatment of hypertension requires a lifestyle intervention apart from medication. Lifestyle modification is a preferable beginning in the treatment of hypertensive patients irrespective of the age. Obesity is a very common and increasingly prevalent problem in older persons, and physical inactivity is an important contributing factor. Physical exercise is inevitably important for managing hypertension. Intake of a high quality diet is an important consideration in the aging patients, as they often consume nutritionally inadequate diet. A high quality diet with more fiber and less fat is required to prevent obesity and subsequently hypertension. Quitting smoking helps in reducing the risk of hypertension. Research has suggested that reduced dietary intake of salt is helpful in lowering increased levels of blood pressure in older hypertensive patients. Antihypertensive medication in the case of elderly is chosen depending upon the clinical condition of the patients. In most cases, elderly have systolic hypertension, for which the drugs prescribed by the physician will not need to be changed unless they cause negative effects to health and well-being of the elderly. The medication needs to be supplemented with appropriate diet and food items that may interfere with the action of medicine need to be avoided. Relationship of hypertension with aging. Aging has been associated with an increase in blood pressure, especially in the industrialized societies. The reasons for this include structural changes in the arteries. They are the vessels in the body that transport blood to the different organs of the body, and especially stiffness of the arteries. This also makes the elderly prone to cardiovascular diseases. However, studies over a period of time have identified the pattern of increase in blood pressure with age. It has been found that systolic blood pressure increases with age. The diastolic blood pressure reaches a peak at around 50 years of age and begins to plateau thereafter, showing a slow decline. This leads to a rise in the pulse pressure with age. Systolic hypertension is more commonly found in people over the age of 50. It was reported in the 3rd National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey in the US that almost 80% of those aged 50 years had systolic hypertension, at least on one occasion. Diabetes. Diabetes mellitus, commonly known as diabetes, is a cluster of metabolic diseases characterized by high blood sugar or blood glucose level in the bloodstream of the affected person. Types of diabetes. Diabetes can be classified broadly into three types: type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and gestational diabetes. Type 1 diabetes. This is a condition of high blood glucose level because the body does not produce insulin. Therefore, this type of diabetes is also referred to as insulin-dependent diabetes, since affected people need the insulin from external sources. People usually develop type 1 diabetes early in their lives, that is before turning 40 years, or even as early as adulthood or teenage years. Of all the diabetic cases, type 1 diabetes constitutes approximately 10%. The treatment involves taking insulin injections all through life, taking special diet, and periodic monitoring of blood sugar levels through appropriate blood tests. Type 2 diabetes. This is a condition which is prevalent in 90% of all cases of diabetes all over the world. In this type of diabetes, the insulin is produced by the body, that is pancreas, but either the insulin produced is insufficient or the body cannot utilize the insulin produced, that is insulin resistance. Therefore, type 2 diabetes is also known as non-insulin dependent diabetes. This type of diabetes is highly prevalent in the aging population. The predisposing conditions for this type of diabetes are high blood pressure or hypertension, age over 45 years, obesity, presence of gestational diabetes, family members having type 2 diabetes, lack of exercise, high triglycerides or low HDL cholesterol. Type 2 diabetes has become a lifestyle disorder in the present times. Physical inactivity, eating the wrong kind of foods, which are high in calories and trans fats, are some of the leading factors that cause type 2 diabetes. Type 2 patients are required to lead a healthy lifestyle like be physically active, test their blood glucose periodically, and avoid diabetes causing foods. They may also need to take oral medication and or insulin to control blood glucose levels. Gestational diabetes. Gestational diabetes is typical to female population and that too during pregnancy. Some women have high levels of glucose in their blood, but their bodies are unable to produce sufficient insulin to transport that glucose to their body cells. This results in progressively high glucose level in the bloodstream, causing gestational diabetes. The diagnosis of gestational diabetes can be made during pregnancy. Uncontrolled levels of blood sugar during pregnancy can increase the risk of complications during childbirth. The majority of gestational diabetes mothers can control or manage their diabetes with proper diet and exercise. Some need to take blood glucose controlling medications for the management of gestational diabetes. Symptoms of diabetes. Research has reported that diabetes is the 6th most common reason for death among the aged population. The typical symptoms of diabetes in the elderly include blurring of vision, coronary artery disease, confusion, dizziness or falls, failure to thrive, hyperosmolar coma, and neuropathy. Greg et al. In 2002 reported that diabetes in the elderly may cause other complications or symptoms such as cognitive disorders, including memory losses, falls and fractures, physical disability, and other geriatric syndromes. Research has even suggested that there is a consistency in the positive relationship between diabetes and cognitive or memory related disorders. Diabetes has also found to be associated with greater risks of disabilities and adversely affects the mobility of the elderly to carry out their daily tasks. There is a need for more research, especially randomized clinical trials, to assess the adverse impact of diabetes on functional outcomes such as cognitive and physical functions of the body. Prevention of diabetes. Diabetes has become a lifestyle disorder. It needs to be managed because of the severity with which it can affect other organs and functions of the body. There are various methods of prevention of diabetes. Most important are physical activity or exercise and nutrition therapy. Research has shown that long-term regular exercise improves insulin sensitivity in the aging population. The following table summarizes the steps for prevention of diabetes in the older population. Regular physical exercise, best to start when young. Adopting healthy lifestyle measures, awareness and education, diets low in saturated fats, maintaining ideal body weight, screening, cessation of smoking, treatment of dyslipidemia, treatment of blood pressure and drugs. Research is still in progress of understanding the duration and intensity of physical exercise needed by the elderly to manage their insulin sensitivity levels. Nevertheless, the lifestyle interventions have the greatest positive effect on prevention of diabetes. Treatment of diabetes. The treatment decisions of diabetes are influenced by a number of factors. For instance, drug-induced hypoglycemia, that is, low blood sugar due to intake of a specific drug, neuropathic and vascular complications are present in considerably large number of diabetes patients at the time of diagnosis. The treatment of diabetes can be divided into three categories, viz. Diet, exercise and drugs. Diet. The diet plan for people with diabetes has to be tailor-made on an individual basis because of the differences in physical and medical conditions. For instance, obese individuals will require low-calorie diet. A patient of renal insufficiency would require a low-protein diet and so on. The diabetic patient has to be provided with a nutritionally balanced diet. Normal body weight needs to be maintained. In the case of Indians, it has been found that they tend to develop diabetes even when their body mass index is within the normal range, as provided by the World Health Organization. On the other hand, Europeans and North Americans have a propensity of developing diabetes if their BMI is in the obese or overweight range. Exercise. It is a cost-effective and non-pharmacological intervention which improves insulin sensitivity and stimulates glucose uptake by the body tissues. Training in regular exercise should be advocated and provided to all diabetic patients, as it has been shown that exercise improves insulin action and also reduces the chances of cardiovascular complications. Drugs. In many cases, diabetes cannot be fully managed with the help of exercise and appropriate diet. Drugs need to be judiciously used since they may be the most important intervention for curing diabetes in older patients. However, if used inappropriately, they may even endanger the life of the patient by causing serious adverse drug reactions. Metformin is a widely used drug for the treatment of type 2 diabetes. The principle behind use of drug therapy in older patients should be start low, go slow. The drug should be initially given in low doses and then slowly increased until either the side effects reach an unacceptable level or the desired treatment effect is reached. It has been found that a low dose of aspirin every day is beneficial in treating diabetes if no other significant problem or complication exists in the case of the elderly. Because of the progressive declining in the pancreatic beta cell function, which produce diabetes insulin, therapy is almost always a necessary treatment to achieve optimal blood sugar levels. Relationship of diabetes with aging. With advancing age, the abdomen fat increases and skeletal muscle mass decreases, but the total body weight may remain unchanged, or there may be a little change in the total weight. This results in a considerable decrease in the muscular strength of the elderly, which adversely affects their ability to carry out the tasks required for daily living. Insulin, which is secreted by pancreas, facilitates glucose intake by the muscles. A reduction in muscle mass implies inability of the muscles to utilize glucose and dispose it. Reduced physical activity and metabolically active muscle mass of the elderly predisposes them to obesity and increased BMI. The increased body weight, particularly the accumulation of abdominal fat, which commonly occurs with age, in turn predisposes the elderly to insulin resistance. It is well understood that age and weight gain are risk factors for diabetes, but not all elder people become diabetic. The reason for this is that genetic or hereditary factors are likely involved. It is well established that people who are genetically predisposed to becoming diabetic gradually develop it when they become older, become less active physically, and gain body fat. This process turns into a vicious cycle. Increased body fat in turn triggers diabetes or insulin resistance. There are certain environmental factors that contribute to diabetes, but they are currently not well understood. Several hormonal changes occur as the body ages. Leptin levels are positively related to insulin resistance in the elderly, and amylin secretion is associated with delayed return of glucose levels to baseline. However, the role of amylin in type 2 diabetes remains controversial. With progressing age, the secretion of hormones like the growth hormone, androgens, testosterones, especially in men, and dehydroepiandrosterone decrease. This also contributes to diabetes, since the fall in these hormones may cause loss of lean tissue, accumulation of fat, and reduced physical performance. From the researches done to unravel the relationship between diabetes and aging, it is likely to be concluded that insulin resistance and diabetes in the aged population can be explained more due to changes in the body composition rather than aging per se. The relationship between hypertension and diabetes. Diabetes mellitus and hypertension are two of the most commonly found diseases in an industrialized society. Moreover, the frequency of both these diseases increases with age. Diabetes mellitus has been found to be associated with considerably increased cardiovascular ailments and the occurrence of hypertension in the diabetic patient significantly increases morbidity and mortality. It is understood that having diabetes increases the chances of developing hypertension and other cardiovascular problems, because diabetes adversely affects the arteries, predisposing them to atherosclerosis, that is, the narrowing of the arteries. The blood in the narrowed arteries flows with a greater pressure in order to reach the organs of the body. Atherosclerosis can lead to the blood flowing at a greater pressure through them, a condition of hypertension, which, if left untreated, can damage the blood vessels, cause stroke, failure of heart attack, or kidney failure. It has been estimated that 35 to 75% of diabetic complications can be attributed to hypertension. In contrast, the absence of hypertension is the usual finding in long-term survivors of diabetes. Thus, the coexistence of these two diseases likely contributes substantially to overall mortality in industrialized societies. Despite the critical importance of the coexistence of these two diseases, much information regarding their interaction remains controversial and unclear. Nevertheless, much information of theoretical and practical relevance is available, and there is considerable ongoing research exploring the relation between carbohydrate intolerance and hypertension. Summary: diabetes and hypertension both are common conditions found in the elderly. Presently, owing to the fast-paced life, especially in the industrial societies where there is a continuous rise in daily life stresses, unhealthy eating patterns, technological advancements leading to a sedentary lifestyle, pollution, the presence of chemicals, etc., these diseases are on a constant rise. Both diabetes and hypertension are associated with other debilitating conditions like heart failure, kidney failure, and negatively affects the well-being of the elderly. Both the diseases are silent killers which can lead to failure of other organ systems of the body. Hence, they need to be controlled and managed. These diseases, apart from medication, require leading a healthy lifestyle through the practice of yoga, exercise, eating the right kind of food, avoiding stress, etc. The access to medical facilities like medications and dietitians and technology advancements like exercising machines have improved the scope of recuperating from these lifestyle disorders. Moreover, the positive relationship between diabetes and hypertension makes it more essential to manage these disorders in order to lead a healthy life.